I think that being outside in your garden or being outside in nature is incredibly important for all of us. I love just getting outside, preferably, no gloves, as you can see if you look at my nails closely, getting my hands dirty, and just feeling closer to plants. I think it is magical what you can do, sowing a seed, watching it grow, eating the food or enjoying the flower. It's just literally something quite mind-blowingly brilliant. I'm Katie Derham and I present the Proms for Radio 3 and for the television as well. And I'm a presenter on Radio 3, the In Tune Drive Time show, and a series called Music in Bloom, which kind of brings together my two loves, which is music and gardens. So I am in my green and happy place right here. This is my garden and this is where I would spend the whole day if I could. I'm out here every morning and I fiddle around in the greenhouse and I potter and I weed. And whenever I wander around the garden, I can always see a million jobs to do, but that's the joy of it. It's creative and it's mindful and it's hard work, but it's also incredibly relaxing. I love the fact that every day there's something different to see. I'm very lucky. We've got a big garden which has got lots of different areas and lots of different challenges. So sometimes I'll be down trying to work out how to grow plants near ponds, and then I'll be spending time trying to grow veg and be doing a lot of work on my herbaceous borders as well, but I love it. We moved to this house 17 years ago and the garden was already very mature and very beautiful and quite big, but quite overgrown. And I have to be honest, for the first few years I didn't really do much with it at all because I was slightly overwhelmed by it and had young children and a busy job. But in the last 10 years or so, I've become slightly obsessed by it and I have done my best to try and renovate some of the areas which had got very, very wild. So we completely renovated the pond and I've been replanting that area. I've extended the vegetable plot and I love growing food. I've been trying to sort of reconstitute what were beautiful herbaceous borders, and absolutely my fault. I let them get completely out of hand and covered in weed and bramble. So I've been replanting those and getting the soil better as well. We're on heavy clay here, we're near the South Downs, and it needs quite a lot of work to kind of make it viable, if you like, for lots of different plants. My favourite part of the garden is probably my greenhouse for just general pottering and spending time just fiddling around, potting things on and planting things and trying to make things grow. But on a nice sunny afternoon, I love sitting on my bench next to the ponds. I'm slightly obsessed by dahlias, so every year I add to my dahlia collection or I see what's survived the winter, and I get very cross if something doesn't flower in exactly the right shade that I was expecting. Nobody else seems to care at all. I care. So I love my dahlias, yeah, they're probably my current obsession. My favourite dahlia of all time is a flamboyant fellow called Emery Paul. He's huge, he's about this big and he's bright pink. He's not a shy retiring flower, no, he's very much the star of the show. I know I'm not alone in finding gardens immensely good for my well-being, and I think one of the things about it is being connected with nature, of course. I mean, I'm blessed, I live in the countryside and lots of big trees here. I absolutely love the fact we've got loads of mature and interesting trees here. I could sit and look at those for a long time, listening to the birds sing and watching the weather change. But I also just really like some of the banal, mindless things which you have to do if you're a keen gardener, you know, the weeding and the potting things on and pricking out seedlings, and it can sometimes take hours, but the time just flies and you're not thinking about anything else. You don't have your phone on, I've got almost no signal here anyway. So once I'm out in the garden, it's just sort of me and my thoughts and the plants and attacking ground elder. And I always come back from that feeling incredibly, literally grounded and much calmer and probably a much nicer person to live with. So every day I do start the day going into the garden, particularly from springtime onwards, for watering, just to check things out, see what's happening in the greenhouse, see how things are going, have the wood pigeons stolen any bits of my brassicas? They often have. Have I had a slug attack? So I do a little kind of patrol, and I think that's a really lovely way to start the day. So even if it's only 10 minutes, I always try and get outside and check everything out, make sure the pot's watered. I just think it's super important. I mean, I love my work. I love going up to London. I love being in the studio. I love being around lots of people. I love the adrenaline of live broadcasting. But I think it's incredibly important to have the balance of absolutely no sound and having literally my hands in the soil. Happiest memories, I've got loads of happy memories that I'm constantly making in the garden, but I think probably going back to childhood, my dad was a really good gardener, as was mum actually as well. But dad was hugely into growing veg and homemade wine and anything that he could sort of create at home outside, and he would enlist my support. And at the time, of course, I wasn't particularly bothered by helping him lug compost around or rake leaves or what was happening with the tomato plants. But now he's no longer around, and now when I'm in the garden, I think of him a lot. I find myself talking to Dad and just keeping him updated on the progress. There is a lot of wildlife in this garden. There's some amazing bird life. We've got some red kites that circle. We sometimes have had a barn owl that comes and visits. We've had various not so friendly birds nesting on the roof, making an absolute racket. Got quite a lot of crows. Don't love them. Lots of bugs, loads of slugs. But yeah, we get the odd fox. We get some deer in here as well, which is not great, to be honest, but wonderful to see. Not so great if they eat the roses. But no, there's a lot of wildlife. And then I've got my dog, Sonny the golden retriever, age 16. He doesn't do very much anymore, but yeah, he is the most constant bit of wildlife here. One of the things that I think happened to a lot of us during lockdown was that we all got quite obsessed by gardens or green space or walking and getting outdoors. And one of the things that I did with my production hat on, because I have a production company as well as being a broadcaster, was we started making a podcast about birdwatching called Get Birding. And this has now become quite a big thing for me and my colleagues, and my life really is that I'm now increasingly obsessed by birding, trying to identify what I can hear in the garden. And there is this enormous community, ever-growing community of people who just love birdwatching, which is just fabulous. It's such an easy way in to getting involved with nature, because everybody can see a bird, doesn't matter where you live. So I've become very interested in that, and I love that. And I'm lucky enough to hear a lot of birdsong here, so that's very cool. I think the relationship between music and gardens is super interesting, and it's very multifaceted. I mean, obviously there've been musicians and composers through the ages who've been inspired by their gardens and by nature and by flowers and plants and trees. But I also think that when you look at a beautiful garden, there is harmony in that design. There is rhythm, there is repetition. And I think it's really interesting to think about that when you are planting, but also when you're enjoying a garden. And I think the certain styles of garden lend themselves to certain styles of music. For example, I mean, when I'm working in the garden, I never listen to anything too upbeat. It's always pretty chilled. That could be folk, it could be classical, it could be, I listen to a lot of Casey Musgraves, I'm not going to lie, but it's always quite natural music, I guess. And I think that, for me, feels appropriate somehow to being in nature. I think that being outside in your garden or being outside in nature is incredibly important for all of us. I love the peace it gives me. I love the fact that I have to concentrate on something which is not in any way to do with my day-to-day work. I think it's become increasingly important to me and kind of crucial to my well-being and happiness.